Hey guys, tattoo videos back again. I got 2 years with this Greenworks CRZ426. That being said, I got about 88 hours on this machine. Seemed to have a MR23 code continue to be thrown. I tried to troubleshoot it myself. Instead, let the machine calm down for about 10 minutes, sit, whatever, right? It seemed to be more prevalent when I was going down hills, mowing faster. And I'm not even mowing grass at this point, I'm just taking care of leaves. It's close to winter time, right? You see here what I have in my hand. I'll get to this in a bit, but yeah, pretty dirty. Things held up well, but thus so far I only had a couple other codes being thrown. One being when it was cold out at the beginning. They had to change some sensor solenoid, I don't know what it was, but pretty easy fix. The only concern with this, if you buy this machine, you live in a remote area and you can't work on it, I would highly advise against it, because there's not really, I mean, there is a dealer nearby, but you have to arrange for transportation. They're not just going to take the machine, like come to your house, really get it, and then you're going to transport it back and forth. So getting to this, the MR23 code means the right motor is fried or overheated. I let it sit for 24 hours, came back the next day, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So I have an attachment behind here, it's a 43-inch. I pulled behind the sweeper for the leaves. I used that for a while this part was coming in. I don't know if it's refurbished or not. It looks brand new. I don't know if there's a way to tell. If anyone knows, let me in on it. There's a little QR code I guess you could scan for how to install it. It's pretty neat. This is your motor. You know, just kind of just unbolt the old one you see here. I guess hole-wise, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. I think there's an Allen key that holds them in. So my plan is, I think I can attack it from the top. And they gave me some instructions, like 2 pages. There's no pictures, no real guidance, just like, get your Allen key, get a block of wood. Basically I have to jam the blade from spinning, similar to how you change the blades, and then go about your business that way. They were real easy. Before, honestly, when I called 2 years ago and I had all those issues with the mower, it took forever to get on the phone with tech support and get their assistance. So it's been a drastic improvement. I called, maybe it was on hold for 5 minutes. I was like, hey, I have this MR code 23 that you guys have shipped me parts before. And I had to reason with them, like, I'll save you money on labor. Just send the parts to my house. You don't have to pay a shop for doing. Hoping this is the end of my problems. And there's a 4 or 5 year warranty behind this product. So I hope nothing else goes wrong. Or if it does, it goes wrong in that time frame, as opposed to me having to pay. I don't know how much this would be, but sure it would be at least a couple $100, not like $500, which would piss me off because I don't have many hours. Like half the hours of this machine are like running some of the attachments behind it, whether it's a spreader, where it's like the other kind of leaf sweeper, have some spikers, have different aerators, things that I tow around my yard gardening, right? But yeah, it's kind of an all-in-one. You know, you can load stuff in the back. This is the best place to put in the front. You can probably put at least 200 to 250 pounds of stuff here. Drive around the yard. And I also changed most recently these flat-free tires. So just ahead, I'm not sure if you can see in the video, same size. I can send the link. Just have to get different washers that fit the attachment here. So let's get to it. Back. I got the socket wrenches, got the jack stands, although I'm probably just going to jack it up a bunch so I can get underneath this sucker and just hope it doesn't move. Probably should be using some safer jack stands, but anyways, block of woods. Need to make sure you got all the batteries out. Probably step 1. Step 2, ignition switch off. You know, parking brake engaged. It's pretty common sense, right? They're telling me to look at the blades to make sure they're not worn, because I get it. If you're like you know, half the blades missing, it's going to be a mess when it comes time to kind of, you know, spin the blade back again. It's going to be lopsided, wobbling around. I'm fully expecting blades, wood, sockets. So basically, they want us to loosen the blade, take it off, and then drop the deck down and unscrew the motor and the harness, and basically take out the old motor. And I've already blown out all the debris from inside here. I used my handy dandy Greenworks leaf blower, and then we'll go from there. We'll put the new harness back in, and excited to get this thing working. So we go turn on some lights and get back to work here. I think this curved one works better because you can jam it up underneath. If it's just a square block, I don't know, we'll see. I have other blocks we can use if needed, but start with this one. So hold on a sec.
So for this part of the video, I'm going to fast forward through all the work I did underneath, and there's a ton more footage that I don't even share. I could not get the blades off. Again, I had everything locked, and I ultimately broke the bolt itself. I'm not sure how much pressure I applied, probably a bit too much. And Greenworks was able to send me another screw and seat that sits on top of the blade, so it locks in and is held to the motor and doesn't spin around aimlessly. So that's something that is on the next section. But under here, what I ended up doing was I broke the bolt, and then I ended up having to take a hacksaw to cut whatever remains so I could get the motor out. Now that makes sense given it's very simple to unscrew it from the top. There's 4 bolts, and you have the 2 torque screws to get the clip off from the motor, and then I could lift it out from the top. Of course, you have to drop the deck, and there's a lot of footage that I did not need to record and show you, because it really wasn't the best way, and I don't want to demonstrate the improper way to take the motor out and uninstall it. But again, all means necessary I took to get this motor out so I can get the new one in, and that's the best way to tackle this. If you have any questions, feel free to drop me a comment. But on to the next part of the
All right, back to the final iteration of this project. Some new parts from Greenworks. You see here, I don't know if I want to call this like a shoe. Fits on top of the blade, sandwiches it in there. Bolt, which broke, and the washer. So pretty sweet. FedEx stuff arrives in 2 days. Wonderful. Plan is now that this is all assembled and set up. Take a closer look. Here you go. It's all set up nicely. Put that back together. There we go. I'm gonna jack this up. Ugh. All right, got this. This clips on here. This is a 16 mil. So you need a 16 mil, a couple blocks of wood to jam the blade from moving. And yeah, I suggest again wedging this underneath there and then turn it as you go. Glad we had this thing fresh, so it does help because these little things can wear away over time. So the washer goes in the bottom, kind of goes like this, boom, boom, and this sucker. Check that out. See that? That's how it's gonna go. You don't have that much room. It's like, you see how much play this thing has. But anyway, so this thing will mount up to here. Put that underneath. So that mounts up to the motor. Now I'm gonna put said blade on here, and honestly, I probably should sharpen this in the off season, given it's the winter time, or just get new blades altogether. I actually have a blade sharpening kit for my chainsaw, so could be something I do if I have lots of free time, but yeah. All right, this is locked in. Now let's put this through here, and we'll be on our way. Okay, 90% of the way done, spinning freely. And now I just need to lock this up. This little wedge piece works. You can shove underneath your wheel. It's easier like that. It's like boom. And it shouldn't move. I should check these things for air pressure. Never checked them once. And I'll do that after the fact. So yeah, I think when you're in the garage, I've got access to the air pump, my air compressor. Just, you know, perform your typical maintenance. Probably in off-season best to like clean everything out, grease things up, or check some of the bushings. Now's the fun part. I'm gonna jam this sucker in. And then tighten, tighten, tighten. Let's see if this works. I don't know how, this is the problem. I wish they had a guidance where we said, oh, tighten this to, you know, whatever it is. I'm not sure what the actual guidance is. Like, I don't want to over tighten it and break it. And I don't want to have my blade come flying off. And then, oh, the motor's screwed. Actually, not as hard to tighten as I thought. It's more of a pain to get this thing off when I was loosening it up. You know, that's good enough. I don't want to over tighten this. I screwed up last time. When I put this thing back on, I tightened the hell out of it. And that was not necessary. There's, again, no guidance, but we'll go from there. This is done. The last part of this video, I'm just going to put my batteries in, make sure. All right. So these are not easy to find. The 4 amp hour ones, you can get used on eBay for like maybe $100 for 2. These are super expensive, unless you get something used off Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. Machine that comes with them, and I wish they sell more of these. These things are fantastic. Because yeah, I mean, I have 2 sets of batteries, so I split mine up, and I've learned over time, heads up, you cannot run this machine with, I think it's an odd voltage, or whatever you want to call it. Like I can't use these, and 2 hours, it doesn't give me, like it'll just keep throwing codes. Error. But if you put the 8s and the 4s together, it works. If I was to use like 2 8s and 2 4s, it'll run. If you use 2 8s, 2 4s, and a 2, for some reason the machine doesn't like it, and I wish they would let you know. You know, this is something that is just not possible due to the configurations too. So again, I have a bunch of these 4 amp hours backups. Great. You know, I'm using my chainsaw. I have snow blowers. I've got everything from these guys. Walking spokesperson, but the good thing is there's no weight. That was great. You can run the machine with these 6 amp hours, but at the end of the day, if you want to keep running, I don't want to just, you know, have an hour break. Like, no, I need batteries I can swap out. Wish I had it on my Tesla, but that's that. So, the truth, this thing throws an MR23 code. I'm not going to be happy. The Fusion Pro was, it was throwing like ML23, like the left engine. I'm like, is it the left engine too? All right. We're good. 48%. All right, those batteries are all dead. So I got to swap them out with the good ones there. I have a whole nother set when I go on. But yeah, thumbs up. 90 hours in the machine. Kind of disappointing when the motor blew. And honestly, like half those hours were me just driving things around on this thing, whether it's like hauling around dirt, pulling, you know, leaves, whatever, within the confines of what the machine's requiring. I'm not towing like 700 pounds, just doing standard yard work, you know. So yeah, good to go. And back in business. Oh, if you want to check the app, you can see the actual RPMs when you're running it. Last, I guess, heads up on this machine. If you're curious, I think it spins around 2200 RPM. Pretty cool. I wish there were better integration. It kind of like give you another heads up. But anyways, signing off for now. How-to videos. Peace.